Hi, this is Majinoni. Here's my review for Schism, issue number 1 of 5, Captain America number 1, and New Avengers Spirit Self tie-in number 14. I'm going to do this one first. Now, this takes place at the same time as the Avengers issue, where the Red Hulk is fighting the Thing. And, well, actually, I should say this. It starts a little bit before it. You get a little monologue with Mockingbird, which was kind of interesting. It was your typical Bendis blah 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 talk, but at least it put things in perspective from Mockingbird's point of view about all the events that happened from when she almost died to getting the serum that was a mixture of Captain America and Nick Fury. From there, you get Peter Parker, Spider-Man, going, "Hey, I'm in a new gig now. I don't trust her. I'm leaving you guys, and if you need me, you can call me. But I'm not going to stay on the same team with Victoria Hand, because obviously she's crooked." Now, as they're still talking about it, that is interrupted by Bobby coming in back from the hospital, and then you have this welcome home type thing, which was really nice, and then you have some dialogue between Wolverine and Spider-Man. Now, it looks like Victoria's up to some no good, because you can see that she's typing away. But it looks like Spider-Man's still keeping his eye on her. Now, I'm really curious to see where this is going to play out, because, later on, we know that Victoria's still working for Hammer and Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, and, Spider-Man's basically saying she's going to backstab you. It's only a matter of time. And I'm curious to see if this little sequence of dialogue here is going to play itself out again. Now, from there, you have Bobby, Mockingbird saying, "Hey, I wanted to test my powers, but, look, I didn't have to wait too long." You have Mecha descending upon New York, causing massive destruction. Now, I thought the fight was pretty interesting. The fight wasn't like what I would say, "Oh my god, this is just simply amazing." But there were a couple points to it that I thought were noteworthy. One is you got a slight demonstration of Bobby's powers, which was kind of good. Looks like she's got some speed, she's got some jumping abilities, some strength. That part was cool. Now, you also had a part sequence here where you get, with Luke Cage and Wolverine doing the Colossus Fastball special, which, fine, that's acceptable, I can handle that. But this is where I'm going, okay, I have a couple problems. Now, keep in mind, this is just me. I expect maybe 2%, if at most, of you guys out there having the same problem. But when I'm looking at these robots here, to me, it looks like this guy does not know how to draw a robot to save his life. So what he did was he copied a design. Now, this is where it gets kind of confusing. These robots here with the gun on the arm, this gun is an exact copy of one of the Battleroids from the anime Macross, which came to the US as Robotech, which was plagiarized by FASA Games into a game called Battletech. And Battletech basically took all the robot designs from Macross and another show called Dougram. And that gun is exactly one of the Battleroids or Destroids from Macross. It's an exact copy down to everything, from the way it's connected to the arm. You can even argue that basically these robots are kind of similar, especially the cockpit part, to a Dougram robot. So obviously this guy loved robots in the sense of, because of the tech manuals that used to come out, and he just copied it. And you can argue, well, yeah, it looks pretty darn different at times, and it's not in a copy, but the thing for me is when I see the arm, that's all I see is it's a copy. So that part, it just bothered me. The other part here was we have Iron Fist doing Hadouken or Shoryuken, whatever it is, and being with his fist blasting doing a Ryu move. But other than that, I thought the issue was cool. I thought the tower collapsing was awesome, and the way Bobby reacts to it was really good. Overall, I enjoyed the issue. Was it a home run? No. Was it entertaining? Yeah, I guess it's entertaining. I don't think you're going to get a lot of Bendis, like, you're probably going to get more people saying, oh, this is another piece of Bendis crap, versus people going, oh, wow, this is some of his best work. But it's just average. Captain America #1. Don't ask me anything about what's going on with Captain America and what's going on with Winter Soldier. I have no clue. I am totally confused. Other than the fact of Bucky died, and now suddenly, without any type of explanation, Captain America is, or such to say, Steve Rogers is now Captain America. It's almost as if that whole Winter Soldier stuff never happened, is what this thing looks like. There's no mention of Bucky even dying, because he goes to a funeral, which you might think, hey, that's Bucky, but it's not. It's Sharon's aunt, the girl that Steve had that relationship with when he was World War II cap. So you had misdirection from the beginning type thing, and I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't, I was at the comic store and I was talking to this one guy briefly about it, and we both kind of looked at it. I guess you can say we both just came to the conclusion of, I don't know. And I just don't know. But anyways, all this here is a story of somebody from Cap's past who's coming back to haunt him. And geez, could you guess who the villain is? It's not like it's a brand new villain. Maybe it's a villain that we've seen 1,000 times already. So that part was kind of disappointing. The art I thought was good. I thought it was nice to see Steve Rogers as Captain America again. I'll still get it, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't know if I'm going to keep going. We'll have to wait and see. But it's a decent first issue. If you like Cap, maybe you didn't like the adult, mature version of Captain America, and you want something a little bit more superhero-y. Here's your chance to jump on that. And let's go to Schism, 1 of 5. Okay, I'm now fed up with the Prelude books, because this series starts off, and it's like the Prelude, Road to Schism nonsense. That means it takes place before this event. Well, this event, this issue #1, ignores the fact that Prelude happened. So that must mean the events in Prelude must happen somewhere in the middle of the story. Because what we have here is Cyclops going to an arms discussion, at the UN type thing. Or, sorry, not in the Union, it's overseas. I think Sweden or Switzerland or something like that. And he brings Wolverine with him as his bodyguard, or armed detail. And he's basically talking to all these nations going, you have Sentinels, I know you do, we need to talk about reducing those numbers type thing. And, of course, the natural reaction of the people is like, we don't have Sentinels, how dare you say that, blah, blah, blah. Well, as you can imagine, the talks don't go well. You have the mutant Kid Omega. He appears, he uses his powers, and now all the world leaders are compelled to tell the truth. And it's like what you would imagine, I commit adultery, I hate people, I beat my children, all this other nonsense is coming out. So naturally what happens is, all the nations go on high alert, Sentinels appear, and basically the X-Men are now on alert. We also, and I'm not going to spoil it, but we do have a new Black King for the Hellfire Club. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to play out. Even though I ranted at the beginning, I think if we remove the prelude part, I think this is actually off to a good start. It did what it needed to do in terms of a story. If you were a new X-Men reader type thing, it established these two depend on each other. Wolverine is there for Cyclops, Cyclops is there for Wolverine. It shows you that that was not always the case, and they do it in such a quick manner that it's like basically a panel that shows it and another panel of dialogue type thing, and it shows that the bond that they now have, and I guess you could say mutual respect for each other. So that part was important because of what's going to happen, later on down the road. And then it also establishes the Sentinel threat, and it also establishes the Hellfire Club is back in action. So it does everything it needs to do. I'm really curious to see where this is going to go, and I'm really looking forward to seeing to getting it. So anyways, that's my review for these 3 books. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And I'm really curious to know what you guys think about Schism. And I'm also curious to know what you guys think about Captain America #1. So, until next time.